good. Never can tell with all this good stuff. Whoops. All right, there we go. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. Today is, think about that for a second, Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Oh, it still feels like it should be like Thursday, Friday, but tomorrow will be Thursday. So then it'll feel like Thursday and it'll be Thursday, which will work out really well. So, hello. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm Shannon and I'm with Paper Delights. I'm a paper craft artist and a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come on Monday to Friday to inspire you and to fire your imagination. Whether you make cards or you like to do other crafts, maybe scrapbooking or what have you, hopefully you'll get some ideas here, because right now it's all about taking some time to do things that we all love and enjoy. So we're going to make some cards with the Mary Moo set. Love, love, love this set. So much fun. The little raccoon is so cute. And there's so many parts of the set that I haven't been able to incorporate in all the cards. Otherwise, we'd be doing this moose set for a few more days, but I know we got things to look at. But first, I wanted to show you a little bit of the process that I use to do some home decor things, and I've been trying to come up with some ornaments and stuff like that. So when I love doing home decor, love, love, love. So you probably have seen this from the dollar store. I go to the dollar store as well as the Dollar Tree. They both have really different things. So this is the same as this one you've seen at the dollar store, right? It's a couple of dollars. And I'm sure you figure, what do you do with that? How do you change that up? So the biggest issue that I have when I'm doing home decor are the words. What words am I going to put on here? Are they going to be big enough? Are they going to be too big? You know, what are the words that I'm going to put here? Sometimes I've been really fortunate. I have a friend who will do the vinyl. So all I have to do is give her the sizing and she will do them up for me in vinyl. When that happens, it makes things go super easy. So this I was able to do really quickly. But sometimes I have to work with the size of the wood and the words that I've found. So for example, I found these ones. So peace, joy, Mary, and wish. But again, it's finding the right size. I also found these ones, peace, believe, and joy. But often they're too big for my piece. And then, or I have to try and figure out what am I going to put behind it that sort of goes with it, right? Like what kind of paper goes with believe or goes with peace, right? So a lot of the time, the projects that I have, the paper makes it easy, but trying to figure out what to have on it can be the most challenging part. So for example, this one, I painted it in the forest green. I did a forest green around the edge. Then I went back and did a dry brush with the gold here as well around the mesh part. I cut that through the embossing machine, and then I made the poinsettia with the foils and did the bow. So this took a bit of time because I had to wait for things to dry, right? This one here, this one took very little time. I painted the top part to add more shine to it. Sanded everything down, placed the paper, traced it, cut it, glued it on, had the stickers, added a few snowflakes. So this one didn't take as long. This one came with red ribbon on the top. I've sanded it down. But the biggest challenge has been, again, what do I put on it, right? Do I put that Merry or Wish or what have you? You know, do I do the Let It Snow? I like it better on the little jars. And I only have a limited number of these, right? Some of the Christmas, you know, I thought of Joy. This one, it's a little bit bigger, but it's not too bad. And then again, what kind of paper do you put behind it? What do you think of? These are the things going through my head. What do you think of when you think of the word joy associated with Christmas? Do I put green papers or red or blues and silvers? You know, so those are kinds of some of the things that I think of. And then to go with that, you know, what's that going to look? So far, I'll show you. This is what I've come up with for this one. So this is a folder that will probably make a few cards later. So this is just a few of those cards that we'll probably make next week. But some of these will be available for sale. So it's an embossing folder, right? And then using that rubbing technique. So I thought that would be really pretty on this. So I had my trees. I did my sort of like that Northern Lights because I love that look. I'll probably spray this so it will have the same shimmer as this one once I'm done. I did my white piece. I had my tree and my reindeer. And then I thought, well, there's going to be a hole here with the ribbon. But to me, it still felt like it was missing something. But again, do I put, you know, the Merry? So I was playing around with the different types of word, you know, Merry, peace. The green doesn't quite go with this green. You do it in the red. Does this is this what you think of when you see peace? It's hiding some of the trees, you know, like all of these little things. So this one has taken me a good portion of my evening since getting home from work to come up with the style. So then I finally sort of decided again on this Merry Christmas. So my idea was that I would sort of put it like that, right? And then we'd have our hole with our ribbon. I might move him down a little bit. So this is sort of my idea. So again, I'm not 100% sold. I'm not sure, you know, is this the red too bright in contrast with the other things? So yeah, so that's sort of a little bit of the process and some of the home decor. I love to do it, but it is really time consuming. Once I've done one though, often it's really easy when people say, oh, I like that style, for me to go back and redo it. But to create that initial piece is often really challenging because, you know, if I went back to the store, would I be able to find that same piece, same size kind of a thing? So often when I go back, they're different sizes and things like that. Anyway, the other thing that I've been trying to do is come up with like little ornament ideas. And I do have wood pieces. You've probably seen some of the pictures of the little round wooden slices that I have that I've glued some different pieces on. But I also have these beautiful hoops. I love the hoops. I've done some really nice Christmas cards with the hoops. But the challenge was like, how do you attach stuff to it, right? Like there's only a very small edge to it. So the idea I first came up with was to take a piece of the window sheets that Stampin' Up! Has. So I put a piece of, I put a bead of glue, put it down on the window sheet, and once pressed it under the lamp that I have next to me, and then once it was dry, I trimmed around it. So it still looks clear, but it actually has a surface. So then I could glue some snowflakes to it. I could glue different things to it, and then have it hanging, right? And have different elements to it without worrying about that small gluing edge, right? So then I thought, well, this is a really big piece. Do I really need to have the whole thing in the plastic window? So then I came up with a half piece. So this one has half, or like a third, or the middle section here with a piece of plastic window sheet. So I've been able to glue around. So with the wreath, I did a winding around the hoop, and then I'll probably attach something to the middle part, so like maybe the deer or something like that, and I'll attach him to that middle piece of so maybe you can see it better here. So here I can put the plastic is only in the middle, so it still allows me to tie a ribbon to the top, but then I could add other elements to the hoop and attach it to that plastic piece, and not worry so much about trying to attach it, you know, as a very small surface around the hoop. So that's my latest aha. And again, this took me a good part of this evening. It was between this and the other thing. That's what I've been doing this evening, was trying to come up with that, right? How can I use these hoops to make an ornament? So, but I only might make one like this and one like this and one with another design with snowflakes or something like that, and have them at the open house. But again, if it's something that you like, I can recreate it. I just might not have a wide variety of them there at that time, because it is a little time consuming, and I'm just trying to get stuff out, right? So that's a little bit about the process behind, or my process anyway, behind all of these things. So it does take me a while sometimes to come up with the ideas. I wish it didn't, but unfortunately it does. So, all right, enough of my jibber jabber. Hey, Pam. I did think about the vellum as well, but then you couldn't see through it as much. Like it would look more like a frosted look to it. And then it took away a bit, I think, from the gold hoop. I felt it took away a bit from the gold hoop. And I started these, Pam, actually you kind of inspired me, because you put things in the mail. So I thought, what could I have that would be lighter, that you could put more easily in the mail than those wooden, the wooden slabs, right? So instead of putting these in the mail, because they're quite a bit thicker, putting these in the mail could be a substantial savings in terms of the cost for post. So I was trying to come up with some designs to show you for ornaments that would be a little bit easier to put in the mail. Not quite the rustic look maybe, but definitely could put that through the post. So we'll have to talk later. All right, so my moose. I got another tartan here for you. I'm not sure what this tartan is. So this piece here. Yeah. So this was originally a rectangle. I know that there was a time where you could get dies that cut out like a flag, and maybe some people can snip. I do try to do that sometimes, but I'm not always really good. What I did do though is I took my little square and I pushed my plaid all the way down, placed my square, made sure that it sort of lined up on the back side so that the corners to corners. I used a full sticky note that's like it's a full service sticky note on to hold the die in place, ran it through, and then you got the nice banner look, because I am not usually that good to cut it nice. So this was my idea for this one, like this, and then some twine across the top, and then our musi right there. So yeah, so there we go. And thanks to Pam, she saved the day. We don't have a crisis in adhesive, so thank you so much. It was going to be quite the story running out of adhesive. So there we go. Let's get this one on. And I really do like this adhesive. The size of the container is substantial enough that you have a good grip on it, and it makes it easier for maneuvering it. So there. All right. We'll tie it up. So this one, I hadn't planned on doing a bow. My idea was just to sort of do like a knot, just sort of a rustic kind of look to it. Sorry, kind of going off the page here. I have a tendency to pull things towards me so I can see it. There we go. So my idea was just to sort of keep it sort of rustic like that. We might trim it a little bit. There. So we'll pop that up. And that will change the look of it as well. And then we'll get our mousse. So if you just punch the mousse out, you don't have to worry about which way it's facing. If you stamp it, then you can really only have him go the one direction. But if you're stamping him out of plaid or any other, you can have him going the other direction, which I think is always nice. There. Add a little bit of glue. Oh, haha, I almost forgot. I was going to show you. I went to take the dog to go to the bathroom before coming up here with you guys, and downstairs in the entranceway next to all the shoes, look what I found. The bad cat. Remember, I couldn't find it yesterday, even though I had tucked it away. The cat had taken it and played with it, pawed it all the way downstairs, and there it was next to my shoes. Bad cat. There. I'm gonna have to like put it in the drawer and like lock and key or something. Like, honestly, it's so bad. All right, there's our first card. Now, this card, I wanted to do something different. So we had done a lot of, you know, Christmas and stamping of the moose and, you know, the cute little, his cute little friends. But for this one, I wanted to sort of do a slightly different color, and I wanted to show you some of the other stamp. Isn't that cute? So for this one, we're going to take the stamp that's an all one piece. And I chose the Balmy Blue because I had the corresponding stamp pad, but you could do it in whatever paper you happen to have the same ink pad for. So I inked it up, I stamp it off, and then I press it on. So I don't want to do full strength. So I'm doing like that. And then I have my sentiment here. We've got our punch. I love this punch. It's a great way to do the edges of stuff. So, got our punch. And what are we going to put on our punch? We'll do another Merry Moose. Merry Moose. I just love this Merry Moose. I'm so excited. I got my catalog for the new mini catalog that will be starting in January. Oh my, look at this paper. All I can say is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I think every page will be marked. All right. I got to pull it towards me so I can see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Merry Moose. All right. So there's my Merry Moose. And I know he's going to go here. And then I'm going to put him here. So just basically sort of like a moose parade across your paper. A moose parade across your paper. There. All right. There's my moose parade across my paper. And then I've got my strip. I can put it down here if we don't want to cover up all our moose. And then we've got our moose here. Let's darken up his antlers a little bit. So I punched him out of, stamped him and punched him out of crumb cake. Because I just I just got these blends. And so I was punching him out of crumb cake because I didn't have a brown. And then lo and behold, this arrived. So there we go. We could even add a little bit to him. Just going over some of the areas that they have already sort of done, if you know what I mean. There. So let's glue this one down. I'm going to put a little bit further down than the last one. I'm going to pop him up with some dimensionals. And this time I had stamped and cut out a little scarf because the scarf was too cute. I didn't do the hat though, I'm sorry. But there is a hat in the stamp set. There's a little Christmas hat. How cute is that? It's really cute. So I stamped it and cut it out, but I made sure that I had some of our adhesive on the back, so all I have to do is peel that off. I don't have to try and put anything on it. And there we go. There's his scarf. Look how cute that is. Right? Merry Moose. So there's that one, which I thought was really fun. Put this one away. And then our last card for this evening is this one. So for this one, what we have is this beautiful embossing folder. So it's the same embossing folder that did these ones. So it's like a tree embossing folder. And this is the paper from the snowflakes. And then we've got our raccoon, and we've got our moose, and we've got some presents that I haven't colored or cut out yet. So let's do that quickly because I liked having the presents behind. I liked having the presents behind the raccoon. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. And you could use pencil crayons for this if you wanted to. You could use, yeah, you could use whatever you happen to have handy, right? I really like the stamping blends. Yeah, oh, the tree embossing one it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. It just arrived and I'm in love with it too. All right. We're doing some blues and some greens and some reds. This one looks more red than pink, but it's supposed to be pink. Oh well, it's all good. All good. There we go. All right. So we got our present. So I fussy cut. So there's a couple of different ways when someone says they fussy cutted something. And I might do a little video about that at some point. But so this one here, the moose, there's a bit of a space around the line. Okay. So some people, depending on what their image they're doing, will just give a bit of a space around. So you get detail, but there's still a bit of a detail, a bit of a space. Some people will fussy cut so that you're cutting right up to the stamped line, okay? Because they want it to have a more, sometimes maybe a more realistic look. And I think in the past I've talked about if you're stamping up right to the line, sometimes it makes sense to then take your marker and color the edge of the paper, particularly if you've stamped on white, because then you don't see the edge of the white paper because it's really hard to stamp exact, right? So however you fussy cut might depend on the image that you're doing. It could depend on the scene. So like these presents, I will likely only cut around the edges. I won't cut right up to the line because it's going to have a white background behind it. So I know that those cut edges will sort of get hidden. Do you know what I mean? So then I don't have to cut right up to the line. But everyone sort of does their fussy cutting, they call it, differently. So this embossing folder is has so many layers to it that it's better to do white glue to put it on than the adhesive. Tell the cat's been up here. I got cat fur everywhere. The dog is so happy with this time of year though. I have to budget an extra amount of time when he needs to go out to the bathroom because he wants to roll around in the snow. So, all right. So then what I did for these ones here is I took the really pretty tree, crisp evergreen tree that they had in this stamp set. Really nice. And instead of doing a green, I chose to work with the Night of Navy. I use this color a lot actually, because again, I wanted the moose and the raccoon to be the center of attention, and sort of you get the idea that there's trees and things like that, but I didn't want them to be the center, right? There's one tree on this embossing folder that kind of pops up a little bit. And so that's what I did here is I stamped right on it. So I'm going to do that again. And then there's one further down. Yeah, that's good. Then I had all my hills here. So I had a subtle hill. And then I had my wavy hill. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. So I know my guy's gonna go here. I can either stamp up. So this one here, my white hill is a little bit lower. If this was lower, I could probably do the same look. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it for this one because I've got the different levels of mountains. Unless I did this and I trimmed it. I could do that. Or we could leave it with my original idea, and instead of stamping like this one, we could just add some, yeah, let's do that. We'll change it up a little bit. You can add some of the, got ink on me, sorry. Well, now I definitely have to hide it. I've got ink on it. Add some of the trees. Let's do that. Let's move that out of the way. All right. So let's glue this one down. And I'm just going under. And then this one is going to go here. So my trees, I wanted to show you, if you just put one, yeah, it looks nice, you know, but consider putting a darker one behind a black or a navy blue and just off-centering it just slightly. It gives that illusion of depth and shadow. Do you see the difference? How cool is that, right? So I'm going to add a little bit of glue and glue those trees together. And I'm just sort of layering it on top, but off to the sides slightly. So it almost looks, like I said, like a shadow. And then we're going to glue the whole thing on, because this is where I'm going to want him to go. But I think I have to move him down because I've got some ink that accidentally got smudged from my hand. So we'll cut that off. There we go. All right, now do we want another tree over here? Let's see. We can do a big tree like this, and then put the moose in front. Oops. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so let's glue this one down. body. So we'll put this one down, and then we'll put our tree. Again, we'll sort of adhere our two trees together. Give sort of that illusion of depth. We'll glue them all down. And I'm going to put him, I think, about here, because I've got my moose. It's going to be here, and my raccoon with his presents. Like that. And then I want a space so that I can do my sentiment across the bottom. And this one has a cute, oops, happiest of holidays. So cute. And you could do that in any color you'd like. I think I'm going to do it in a similar green. And I'm going to do that before I stick these guys down, because I want to make sure that I leave, that everything has got enough room and space and all that stuff. So now I can stick some of these things down. All right. I'm going to use a glue dot on that side and a glue dot on this side. And then this guy I'm going to pop up because I want him in front of the presents. So we will pop him up like that. And then we're going to pop up our moose again too. And there we go. There we go. So a slightly different look than the one I had originally done, but I had a different proportion with my paper. So I think both look nice, but just slightly different, right? That goes to why often my cards aren't always exactly the same. There's always going to be a bit of subtlety, a bit of difference to them, right? So there you go. So there are our cards for this evening. We've got moose with scarves. We've got moose, naked moose. We got tartan moose. And then the raccoons. So cute. So there you go. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so, so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow at 7, I believe. We'll see how much I get done. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, so we'll see. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.